everyone. I'm Susan Tehrani for this special on WION. We are coming to you from Greenfin 23, a 3-day premier sustainable and finance event here in Boston, Massachusetts. Joining the Greenfin community this year is sustainability economics, which connects the dots from start to finish to simplify the net zero transition of their clients. Sustainability economics has launched an important solution for financial institutions with the mantra of cutting edge technology. We are at the Greenfin 23 Summit here in Boston, where we meet Sustainability Economics CEO and co-founder Kasu Venkart Reddy, who helps financial institutions reach their net zero targets using cutting-edge technology. Sustainability Economics has offices around the world, from here in the United States to Singapore, and a large development center in Bangalore as well. Of course, they're looking to expand to other regions. Kasu, thank you so much for joining us. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hey, thanks, Susan. Thanks for having me. Just to give you a quick background about myself, 25 years in corporate, got an opportunity to start working on product development, got into consulting, and then sales. My recent role, CTO for Cisco, APJC, mainly driving the automation practice. Currently, I'm co-founder and CEO of this company, Sustainability Economics.
And what is Sustainability Economics' vision?
During pandemic time, myself and my good friend and co-founder, Srinath Reddy, who is the Harvard alumni and seasoned investor, we're talking about the impacts of climate scenarios for the future generation. And that's where we came up with the vision that using technology, how we can simplify the net zero transitions. And that's exactly what sustainability economics is all about.
Given net zero is diverse and applicable to all sectors, which sectors are you focusing on?
If you look at the financial sector, it's kind of a key enabler for the global net zero economy transitions. And it cuts across the sectors. So definitely our focus is on financial sector. To be more focused, we are helping investors like asset managers, asset owners, big banks, and insurers. Saying that, we call it as next phase. As part of the next phase, we will go after high-emitting sectors like industries, transport, and many more.
And how do you help financial institutions get to net zero?
If you look at the net zero, it's quite complex. The reason I say complex is it involves multiple modules. Like carbon accounting, reporting, target setting, benchmarking, climate scenario analysis, transition financing, carbon offsets, and many more. And all these modules has to be integrated together, and they have to complement each other. And it's not a one-time activity, it's a continuous process. That's where sustainability economics is building a bespoke platforms, packaging all the right modules required for the financial institutions to achieve net zero transition. And we integrate all these modules and they complement each other.
And geographically, which markets are you targeting?
We are a global player. If you look at our customers, they are global. So we are very active in Americas, EMEA, as well as in APJC. Saying that, definitely the key markets for us is US for sure, as well as Japan, Singapore, UK, Europe, Canada, and many more, where the climate policies are very mature.
And currently, where are your offices located?
Our offices currently, we have offices in US, Singapore, and we have a big development center in Bangalore. As we speak, we are planning to expand to Japan and UK.
Interesting. What about your team? Tell us about your team.
Yeah. Sure. So if you look at our team, our team is a blend of the financial consultants, the climate and technical experts, with the various backgrounds coming in from multinational companies and standard bodies and financial institutions. We do have a global advisory team with the backgrounds coming in from academics, from standard bodies. It's kind of a blend of the local team and the global team, and a combination who's helping us to connect all the dots together to build the bespoke platforms for financial institutions.
And what are the solutions sustainability economics provides to financial institutions?
Sure. If you look at our solutions, we have 8 different platforms. We bucketize this into the vertical platforms and horizontal. Vertical platforms are mainly laser focused, focusing on the specific stakeholders on the financial institutions, and horizontal platforms cut across the stakeholders.
And can you shed some light on the modules you have created for one of the platforms, like Net Zero Investor?
Sure, absolutely. So if you look at our Net Zero Investor platform, it's mainly targeted for asset managers and asset owners. We have 7 different modules which are packaged together for our customers to achieve net zero transition. And all these modules are completely integrated. Just to double click on it, the first module to start with is the carbon accounting. The carbon accounting main objective is to capture the customer's current carbon footprint. That includes your scope 1, scope 2, scope 3, and to be more specific on the financed emissions in line with the PCAF methodologies. So the second module here we have is the reporting. Reporting is very important. We have 3 categories of reporting. One is compliant to the policy-based reporting, like USX, Singapore SGX, and many more. The second category is about standard-based. That includes TCFD, TNFD, ISSB. And the third category, we call it as a customized reporting. So we have technologies like workflow automation and document automation, which with one click will help customers to completely automate their reporting. And we have the third module, which is target setting and peer benchmarking. So if you double click on it, what it means is once you have, as part of the carbon accounting, what you are emitting, it's very important to define the targets, short-term to mid-term, mid-term to long-term. That's exactly what the target setting module achieves. We have a peer benchmarking. This module helps to define how the customer is performing with respect to his peers, as well as with the markets. So we have climate scenario analysis module, which helps customers to kind of take care of their transition risk, physical risk, and portfolio alignment. We use the industry standard models like NGFS, IEA, IPCC climate scenarios, and we use our customized AI/ML models on top of it and help customers to discover this risk. Our transition financing module kind of help customers to kind of completely automate the end-to-end climate bond issuance process and brings the transparency. And similarly, we have carbon credits. It helps to secure the credible carbon credits. And finally, we have a GovX marketplace, which is our blockchain tokenized marketplace, which helps the credibility to get your credible carbon credits as well as the climate bonds, which is super important.
And given that there are so many players in this field, how is sustainability economics different?
Yeah, that's a great question. So if you look at our approach, we are kind of bringing all the modules relevant for the customer net zero transition. We have, like I explained, we have dedicated platforms for investors. We have a dedicated platform for insurers as well as the banking customers. It's very customized. We package all the right modules, part of our platform, and we connect all these modules together, and they will be complementing each other, which is super important. And we use technologies, the cutting-edge technologies and automation-first approach to make it a complete end-to-end lifecycle management. What that means is at any point of time, customer can see what's going on. It's real time, which is the need of the hour. And if you look at our peers, they are more talking about doing one or two modules, which is not enough. And the other differentiator I want to call out is our business model. If you look at, it's not just about helping customer to get into the net zero transition. We help customers to discover new business opportunities part of these transitions. That's the key differentiator. We empower them to discover the new business models to make more money. So these are the things, where definitely we are very confident, very optimistic, and we stand very different compared to our peers.
Well, Kasu, thank you so much for joining us and that thorough elaboration.
My pleasure. Thank you.
And thank you for staying with us. Do continue to join us as we learn more about sustainability economics here at the Greenfin 23 Summit in Boston, Massachusetts, United States. Hi everyone, we are at the Greenfin 23 Summit here in Boston, Massachusetts, and I'm sitting down with sustainability economics consultant, Louis Wheeler. Louis, great to see you. We're going to talk about the Net Zero Pulse platform of the company. So can you tell us what is Net Zero Pulse?
Absolutely. So our Net Zero Pulse platform helps financial institutions and their investees optimize and align their portfolio to net zero in a holistic way by assessing transition risk, physical risk, and portfolio alignment through industry standard NGFS, IEA, and IPCC climate scenarios. And we also predict any potential spending on carbon taxes at both the investor and investee level. And in transition risk, we assess the potential impact of climate policies and market shifts on financial institutions' portfolio value, return on investment, probability of default, impairment rate, and funding ratio based on NGFS and IEA scenarios. And utilizing these metrics, financial institutions will be able to predict and mitigate any potential losses to their portfolio, while at the same time maximizing profits during their net zero transition. And as part of physical risk, what we do is we calculate the impact of extreme weather events related to climate change, including floods, wildfires, heat waves, hurricanes, on real assets through IPCC, RCP, and SSP scenarios. Additionally, we provide a portfolio alignment module that enables financial institutions to optimize their investment mix to align to a climate positive future, as well as to assess their implied temperature rise across every level of their portfolio. And we help financial institutions and their investees to prepare for any potential losses and spending on carbon taxes.
And what is your approach towards this product?
So we utilize a blend of industry standard climate and financial models, and we power this with AI/ML and high quality data sets to ensure that financial institutions and their investees' risks are calculated to a very high degree of accuracy.
Can you elaborate on the Net Zero Fin platform and its objectives for us?
Absolutely. So the transition to net zero for any company is complex and requires multiple components, each of which needs to be integrated into an ongoing process. This has to be a continuous thing. So our Net Zero Fin platform is a one-stop bespoke software solution which provides all of the required modules for banks to achieve their net zero transition. And what we do is that we connect all of these modules through an automation-first approach that's technology-driven and ensure end-to-end lifecycle management.
We're sitting down with sustainability economics consultant Louis Wheeler, who's going to talk to us about the company's Net Zero Bond platform. Louis, why is transition financing becoming important, and what do you think is driving this growth?
Right, so transition financing is used to help companies and governments make the transition to a low carbon economy. And it's really gaining popularity now as it offers investors the opportunity to make a positive impact on the environment along with a real financial return.
What are climate bonds all about and how do they work?
So climate bonds are a type of debt instrument that companies use to finance projects that have a real positive environmental and climate benefit.
And what are the challenges for the climate bond market?
So there are many challenges. There's a lack of clarity about what types of projects qualify for climate bond financing. There are challenges with multiple taxonomies. There are various stakeholders involved, creating a really complex process. And there's also a lack of transparency after bonds are issued. And there are no details about the use of proceeds and performance of the bond. And the valuation of the bond is linked to risks like issuer credibility, environmental impact, location, project risk, and so on.
How is your net zero bond platform unique in addressing these challenges?
So our platform is unique in that it automates the onboarding and the coordination amongst the various stakeholders involved in the process. And we also orchestrate and automate the end-to-end bond issuance process. So Net Zero Bond has a large database of standards and use cases across all project categories. With our platform, we avoid greenwashing by showing the use of proceeds, live tracking of KPIs, and justification of the bond price.
Interesting. And what underlying technologies are used to power this Net Zero Bond platform?
So our platform uses a variety of underlying technologies to achieve our goals, including AI/ML, workflow and document automation, and blockchain. And these technologies allow us to track the use of proceeds, assess their environmental and social impact, and to simplify the coordination among the stakeholders.
Tell us about the main challenges in transitioning towards a net zero state for a sustainable future.
Right. So due to climate change, as we know, there's a real need to transition to net zero for a sustainable future. And decarbonization plays a vital role in achieving this objective, but it really requires substantial capital in the form of transition financing and carbon credits. And currently there's a lack of transparency in both carbon credits and climate bonds, and that's leading to greenwashing. So it's important to really focus on identifying and investing in high quality climate bonds and carbon credits.
How is your Net Zero DAOX platform unique in addressing these challenges?
Right. So our Net Zero DAOX platform offers a one-stop tokenized blockchain marketplace for both carbon credits and climate bonds. And we have unique features for both issuers and investors, focusing on data-driven decision-making using cutting-edge technologies. And we ensure the credibility of issuers, the proper utilization of proceeds, and real-time KPI monitoring.
What features does your platform offer for both issuers and investors?
So our platform provides issuers and investors features like issuer credibility using a data-driven approach, data-driven analytics for bond pricing, return on investment using AI/ML climate scenario analysis, transparency of use of proceeds using blockchain, real-time KPI monitoring, and insurance of the bond risk, which really transforms the value of the bond.
And Louis, are you bringing any synergy between climate bonds and carbon credits?
Yes, absolutely. Our platform helps to come up with an alternate business model by offering carbon credits as coupons to investors. And that helps both issuers and investors.
Well, great. Thank you so much for that. We've been speaking to sustainability economics consultant Louis Wheeler here at the Greenfin 23 Summit in Boston. He's been telling us about the company's different platforms. So thank you so much for joining us. And Louis, thank you so much for that.
Thank you, Susan.
Our specific conclusions are that if the world were to go past the point of an increase above pre-industrial temperatures greater than 2 to 2.5 degrees Celsius, we would be in a regime where the danger of intolerable and unmanageable impacts on human well-being would rise very rapidly.
coming to you from Greenfin 23 here in Boston, where we've been learning a lot about a new innovative company, Sustainability Economics. But for now, it's time to say goodbye. Thank you so much for joining us on this special edition of our program on WION. I'm Susan Tehrani, signing off.